Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Headliner. Tonight we're talking about something that has shaken both the stock market and the middle class WhatsApp forwards. The GST 2.0, that's what they are calling it. A brand new tax reform package that promises cheaper cars, a little bit of consumer relief, and of course, another political pitch straight from Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself. But the question tonight is, are we really getting a reform? Or is this just another shiny headline to distract us from the bigger economic burden we still carry every single day? So let's start with the good news, because that's how the government wants you to see it. So small cars like Maruti Alto K10, Tata Altroz, the hatchback ones, they just got cheaper. They will get cheaper. The GST slab on them has been reduced to 13%, 13%, which means that on an entry-level Alto, you are saving about, say, 36,000 rupees. Now, that's not a small amount for a family that has been saving up to buy a new car, every penny, their first car. For their Tata Altroz and similar hatchback models, the benefit is also visible. And let's be very honest, who wouldn't love the idea of saving full month's salary on their car purchase? Well, that's exactly why the stock market went crazy. The Sensex soared more than 1,100 points. Nifty crossed 25,000 for the first time. And the investors are calling it a festival gift in advance. And you knew this coming, right? While cars may have become cheaper, the government has also introduced a brand new tax slab, 40%. Yes, 4040, which means that bigger cars, luxury items, certain categories of consumption will now get costlier. So while the headlines scream cheaper cars, the fine print quietly says that costlier future. That's GST 2.0 for you. Now, Prime Minister Modi used this moment to make an emotional appeal. He said that this Diwali use items that are made in India. Buy local. Light your house with Swadeshi diyas, not Chinese ones. Decorate your Indian-made products, not imports. It's basically the same slogan of Atmanirbhar Bharat wrapped in a festive bow. And in a way, it makes sense, encourage people to buy Indian goods, boost domestic industries, strengthen the rupee. Sounds great on paper. But here's the catch. Does urging people to buy Indians solve the actual problems of GST? Let's get real for a moment. GST collections every single month are hitting record highs, above 2 lakh crore. The government has no shortage of tax revenue. But ask yourself this. Are you, as a consumer, seeing any of that money translate into real relief? Is your electricity bill any cheaper? Is petrol cheaper? Is healthcare taxed less? Is your child's school fee exempt from GST? The answer is no. None of that has touched. What we're getting instead is optics. Small cars cheaper by 36,000. Some relief here and there. And the big sticker called GST 2.0. It's like giving you a discount on the car you drive once in a week or maybe a few times in a week, while your grocery bill, your electricity bill, your fuel tank, things you use every single day remain sky high. And let's not forget the 40% slab. That number is not small. 40% taxation means that we are pushing aspiration. You want to move from an Alto to, say, a Creta. You want to buy a slightly bigger car for your growing family. Sorry. You are now in the luxury category. And the government is going to squeeze you harder. It almost feels like a tax system designed to tell you, stay where you are. Don't climb too high. Don't dream too big. Now, let's widen the lens. Modi's Swadeshi Diwali Pitch isn't new. Remember Make in India? Launched with the roaring lion logo back in 2014. A decade later, it has really transformed India's manufacturing. We still import massive amounts of electronics from China. Our dependence on foreign oil is as high as ever. Even our so-called Indian-made smartphones often have Chinese parts inside them. So when we hear the same pitch again, the question is this just a cultural slogan to keep people emotionally invested? The opposition has already jumped in. calling this selective relief and not structural reform. Economists are also warning that while the markets may celebrate today, the small tinkering measures don't actually address the deeper issues of India's tax system. Our GST has often been criticized as regressive, meaning the poor and the middle class end up paying a bigger proportion of their income compared to the rich. Because whether you earn, say, 15,000 or 15 lakh rupees a month, you still have to pay the same GST on your electricity, on your cooking gas. And, that's the bigger reform no one is touching. So let's also bring global perspective. Countries like Indonesia or Brazil that attempted tax reforms in the past made sure that the focus was on essentials first, reduce the burden on food, on healthcare, on education. That creates immediate relief and builds long-term consumption power. In India, we're still debating whether firecrackers should be taxed or not, while your hospital bill quietly carries a GST component that no one talks about. And yet, because the stock markets cheered, because small cars got cheaper, because it's easy to sell the idea of Swadeshi Diwali, GST 2.0 is already being printed as a masterstroke. But I want to ask you, do you really feel that this is a masterstroke? Or is it just a firecracker that looks bright today but might fade tomorrow? Let's take an ordinary Indian family. They may save 36,000 on their first Alto. But over the next few years, the same family will pay lakhs extra on their fuel taxes, electricity surcharges, GST on school tuition, GST on medicines. That's the bigger picture that nobody is talking about. The 36,000 that they saved once while buying a car is nothing compared to the lakhs they will spend again and again and again. So, as we close tonight, here's the question I want to leave you with. GST 2.0 may reduce the cost of your car, but is it reducing the cost of your life? Is the government actually reforming taxation for people, or is it just creating headlines for the markets? And are we okay with this version of reform, or do we deserve better? Because in the end, economics isn't just about Sensex numbers and political slogans. It is about the price that you pay at the kirana store, the bill that you pay at the hospital, and the petrol you will find in your scooter, the school fees that you struggle to afford. That's the GST reality of India. And until that changes, GST 2.0 will remain a headline and not a reform. This is the Headliner with the Fact Flash. I'm Krishna Patel. Good night.